Again, we're on day 2 at CAMX 2024. I've got Kevin Keith here, co-founder of MITO Material Solutions. Appreciate you joining me today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
You guys cover a number of markets, but when I look at your technology, I think what you're doing is improving strength by not affecting a manufacturer's process so much.
Correct.
You've got an additive that you can add to their process that basically just enhances the properties.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Is that a pretty good summary?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So over time, we really started our bread and butter for fiber reinforced composites with one family. And what we've really carved ourselves out to be is this connecting point between graphene and graphite suppliers and the end user.
Yeah.
So we have our own system to quantify and qualify different carbon additives out on the market and create additional chemistries with those.
Okay.
So our products make fiber reinforced composites stronger, lighter, and we're finding some other very multifunctional intrinsic properties like vibration reduction, flame retardancy, that's also coupling with the mechanical property increases.
So how are these incorporated into the process with the manufacturer? You're saying they don't have to alter their process.
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. So if you're within the thermoset realm, you're able to mix it directly into the resin. You can deliver that, just the powder, directly to the resin at a 0.1, 0.05%, or you can have a master batch, which we provide. We have the network to be able to provide a master batch to those people to dilute down. On the thermoplastic side, direct compounding for master batching. So send the product out to our network. They make like a 1 to 5% loading, and then they take this pellet and then also dilute that down as they're making the part. So we make sure that we're not messing with your manufacturing process. And it's to the point that we developed a spray system for prepregs. So like very small shops that don't have the leverage to lean on like Mitsubishi or SHD type thing, that they can take this spray, dose it on their prepreg. It flashes off very quickly, but it tacks on our products and they manufacture just like normal. So St. Croix Rods is one of our most publicly used companies, and they do just that. So they're able to use 0.04 grams per rod, and they're able to increase strength by like 70%, increase their sensitivity and damping mechanism just with that little bit of product.
Thermosets, thermoplastics, is there industry that you're more involved with? There's a growing trend towards thermoplastics. I'm just curious if that's becoming more of a market for you all.
Yeah, there is. Thermoplastics, we're developing some additives right now specifically for that because they're very cost sensitive. But our markets, we tend to gear towards more or less sports, automotive, transportation type stuff. Whether it's thermosets or thermoplastics, we work in both. So specifically within the sports realm, we've been gearing towards carbon fiber reinforced thermosets. We do have some customers that are testing vinyl ester fiberglass systems, polyester, that type of stuff. So it's really material and fiber agnostic. The degree of performance that you get out of those, it kind of varies independently. So as we're branching out from composite sectors, we're doing some joint development for battery adhesives, for flame retardancy and strengthening mechanisms. Pultrusion for window casings of all things. So it's really interesting what you can find with these products.
You mentioned, I guess there's no particular specs that you can't work with when in terms of, a resin. Any specs on viscosity, or I mean,
as long as it's not solid. That's a pain.
That's a problem there.
We've mixed it into very, very thick systems, like EPON 828. That's about a 12 to 15,000 centipoise. We can mix into that very easily. We've gone into thicker systems. We've gone into thinner systems. So very easy integration. You don't need anything special. No ultrasonic mixers.
No high. No, I wouldn't say shear, but
homogenizer type stuff where you have to spend $12,000 just to have a unit. It's very easy plug and play type stuff.
And how much? I mean, does a little go a long way, or is it?
Yeah. So on average, our customers are using 0.1% by weight of the resin. So 1 gram can make 1 kilo of resin.
Wow.
So last I did the math, so for like a standard prepreg, that's 125 FAW, 33% resin content.
Yeah.
1 gram of product can make 16 square meters
Yeah.
of prepreg. So it really stretches out.
Do you source the graphene? Do you rely on other suppliers outside of the U.S. for that? Or?
Yeah, we source from all over the world.
Okay.
Depending on what formulation and what the cost sensitivity is,
Sure.
we source different forms. So,
Okay.
depending on if somebody comes to us and says, "Hey, I want mechanical performance increases and electrical insulation," then we're able to go back to our logbook, look at certain
Oh, wow.
aspects of the graphene or graphene oxide, look at the chemistries that they need,
Okay.
make that particle, and then shop it out to them.
Okay. From a cost standpoint, how much does, obviously that's always a question, that you
Yep.
get from, I'm sure that you get from people in the industry. How is this going to affect my cost of incorporating this into my process?
Yeah. So it's a whole matrix
Yeah.
of what product you're selecting,
Right.
what's the scale of it, and what dosing you're going for.
Sure.
So on one hand, the skis, for instance, that we're going into, some of them are choosing to go at 1% loading.
Okay.
So very high, 10 grams per set. But what they're finding is that they're getting a 35% increase in strength, but a 100% increase in damping.
Oh, okay.
So at that point, they're yeah, that one is on the higher end. It's something like, I don't know, $20-ish a gram type thing.
Yeah.
But they're getting so much bang for their buck and they're lightweighting. Yeah. On the other hand, we have other customers that are going to be ordering in the next year or two a couple thousand kilos.
Yeah.
So then at that point, it's a much, much lower price. And then we have other cheaper additives that kind of depending on, if it's a polypropylene, then it's more cost effective for what they're looking for.
Any very unique applications that you all have been involved with that you can share? I know some things that you can't talk about, but
oh man, yeah, we've been gearing towards the sports sector, right? So we're going into golf clubs, which you're like, oh yeah, whatever. But there are millions and millions of those things made. Oddly enough, three of the coolest ones that I'm working on right now. One of which is EV battery adhesive.
Okay.
That we mix in at anywhere between 0.5 and 2%.
Okay.
And it increases the flame retardancy properties of this adhesive.
All right.
Another one is for roto molding.
Okay.
To where we're master batching into the pellet, and then they're going to be able to lightweight by 20-ish%. So they're saving on their bill of materials even after this product, anywhere between 3 and 5% across their whole product portfolio. Another one is how do I make this general? A polyester fiberglass system.
Okay.
That is incorporating a functionalized cornstarch that we make.
Oh.
I know it seems out of left field.
Yeah.
But it's more or less the same ring structure as graphene, the same attachment points.
Okay.
But it's going into this structure, and they're able to take out 30% of their material.
Wow.
Just with 0.1% of that product.
So 30% of the resin itself?
30% of the resin and the fiber.
And
it's still passing QA/QC.
Talk about cost savings there. This is polyester resin, right? Or polyester, vinyl ester, everything's going up these days.
Yeah.
So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You guys are located at KK28.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So people, if you're watching, if you happen to be checking out the live stream on LinkedIn during the show, stop by, talk to Kevin or Haley. Or any of their team. You got 5 people over there, you said.
Correct.
And you can find them, as always, at MITOmaterials.com. And check them out. You guys are Indiana.
Yes, Indianapolis. You were right.
Indianapolis. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if it was right outside Indianapolis but I knew it was in Indiana. So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Always
absolutely.
great to catch up and tell Haley I said hello.
I will.
And best of success to you guys, to your team, and enjoy the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.